My name is Lisa Nenno, and I am originally from the East Coast, New York area. I went to Yale to achieve my nursing degree, and was interested in joining the service after the towers fell. My best friend's father and basketball coach was in the towers, and my uncle's a New York City firefighter. That inspired me to want to serve, and I joined the United States Navy, U.S. Navy Nurse Corps, and I had a wonderful opportunity to get to serve the Marines at Naval Hospital Camp Pendleton, and that's when I was working in the ICU and then deployed to Kandahar, Afghanistan, and then later to Leatherneck. And at that moment, I learned how to take care of very sick kids on ventilators and serve our NATO forces and Taliban. It changed my life. It was a very challenging moment, but it changed me for the better. I really felt a call to serve and to continue serving. I've lived all over, lived in many different areas, even underserved areas. So I understand different aspects of life in terms of poverty, extreme poverty, migrants. I served a lot of young people, medically fragile. I studied gerontology. I worked with older adults, and then most recently moved from California to the Seattle area, and decided to work in school health to help the medically fragile and align my schedule with my children's, Benjamin age 8 and Claire age 5. In that moment, we hit the measles outbreaks. We had a cyber attack, and then we had the worst flu season. And in that moment, I found myself in a global pandemic. It's that in my school district, we were the first school to close and the last one to reopen. And I had to pivot my role to a community health model. I knew how to do that after working in Stockton in the Manteca Unified School District. And I was aligned with the Medical Reserve Corps, Snohomish County Health Department, learning the guidelines, contact tracing, helping all the mothers that lost their jobs because everything was closed down. They fell ill, so I partnered with Farmer Frog, and Zabi's farm helped me run a food bank. We were serving about two families in the beginning of the pandemic. At the end, she was helping us serve 40 in 2 hours, fresh produce and items that are not covered by food stamps. It was like no face, no race. This COVID pandemic got personal, being a mother and a nurse on the front lines. It actually was a parallel to war for me, running a combat hospital out of schools. And in this moment of healing, I decided to join the Veterans of Foreign Wars because they understand wartime PTSD and there are other ways to serve, but I mean in terms of what we experience in war is very unique, and so that's where I met a Vietnam era vet, Pearl Guthrie, that got me involved with the VFW 3348. I enjoy the war stories from like World War II, Korea, Vietnam, because these are stories you cannot read in textbooks, and I've learned a lot from them. And in that moment of being with the VFW 3348, I got connected with USVJSC, and that's where we met. And it's been a blessing. I really appreciate the mission of boots on graves and emergency management, because I do that a lot, emergency management in school health as well. So we have, one of my best friends was in the Sandy Hook shooting as a teacher, active shooter. Thank God she survived, but there was a lot of young lives lost. Boots on graves is important to me because I studied gerontology and understand death with dignity, and that's what we provide our Vietnam era vets, because they deserve it after they survived hell, and they deserve a proper ceremony to rest in peace and honor them.